In this lecture, basically, I am going to discuss some numerical example based on symmetrical component uh, analysis. But before solving the numerical, you must revise the previous lecture. In previous lecture, I have discussed that any unbalanced phasor, VA, VB, VC, this is unbalanced phasor because the angle between the phasor is not of 120 degree, and also the length of the vectors or length of the phasors are differing from each other. So this is unbalanced phasor. And in previous lecture, I have discussed that unbalanced phasor can be resolved in three components. One component will be positive sequence component, and other sequence component will be negative sequence component, and third sequence component will be zero sequence component. Here, positive negative is decided from the phase sequence. For positive sequence component, phase sequence will be same as the original phasor, and in negative sequence component, phase sequence will be opposite to the original phasor, and in zero sequence component, all phasor will be parallel to each other. All phasor will be parallel to each other. So this is positive sequence component, this is negative, and this one is zero sequence component. So any unbalanced phasor can be resolved in three component: positive, negative, and zero. First, this thing I have already discussed, and second, I have discussed about the synthesis equation and analysis equation. If you have to determine unbalanced phasor through sequence component, then you have to use synthesis equation. This equation, which I have already discussed, this is called transformation matrix. You must remember this matrix to analyze unbalanced power system. This is called synthesis equation. In this equation you will use when symmetrical component is the information about the symmetrical components are available, then you will use this matrix to determine unbalanced phase. And if you will replace V with I, then the same matrix will be true for the current. And the third, and you can write this as VABC equal to A and V012. Here A is the transformation matrix. And third one is the synthesis equation. Analysis equation. You will use analysis equation when information about unbalanced phasor are available and you have to determine sequence component. Then you will have to use this matrix. So you must remember these two matrices, and these two play a vital role to analyze unbalanced power system. So you must go through the previous video where I have derived these two matrices. One is called analysis equation and another one is called synthesis equation. And the same matrix will be true for the current phasor. Just you have to replace V with I. So these two matrices are very important to solve the problem based on symmetrical component analysis. Basically, in the problem of symmetrical component analysis, either VA naught, VA1 and VA2 will be given in the phasor form, and you have to determine VA, VB and VC. And VA, VB, VC will be known in the phasor form, and you have to determine its sequence component. And same matrix, same equation will be true for the current phasor. And when the connection will be delta, you must remember this phasor VA will be VAB, this will be VBC, and this will be VCA. So you must go through previous video to understand all of these basic concepts. And then you can only understand the problem based on symmetrical component analysis. So now I'm going to discuss some numerical example based on symmetrical component analysis. Let us consider here first problem. This is three-phase four-wire system. It means it is a star connected system because this is a three-phase four-wire system. And line current under abnormal condition is given. Here IA, IB and IC are given. And you can see from this phasor, this phasor is unbalanced phasor because the magnitude of phase current will are differing from each other, and also the angle between the phasor is of not 120 degrees. So these three phase current will make a unbalanced phasor, and according to a symmetrical component analysis, you can resolve these phasor in three sequence component. One will be a positive and another one will be negative, and third one will be a zero sequence component. So three unbalanced phasor are given here, and you have to determine its sequence component. So you will have to use which matrix? IA, IB and IC are given, and you have to determine sequence component, means IA naught, IB naught and IC naught. So you will have to use analysis equation. You will have to remember this matrix. If unbalanced phasor are known and you have to determine sequence component, then you will have to use this matrix. 1 by 3, 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha, alpha square, 1 alpha square alpha, and IA, IB, and IC. Here IB, IA, IB, IC are known. So you have to substitute IA, IB, IC here, and corresponding to this value, you will get IA naught, IA1 and IA2 by solving the matrix. Here you must remember alpha is 1 angle 120 and alpha square is, you can write either 1 angle 240 or 1 angle minus 120. These all concept I have already discussed in the previous video, so you will have to go through that video to understand all of these basic concepts. So now the question is to determine IA naught, IA1 and IA2. From this matrix, what is IA naught? IA naught will be IA plus IB plus IC divided by 3. I am sure you have you have sound knowledge of matrix multiplication. Already you know how to multiply two matrix. So this is IA naught and IA, IB, IC are given. Just you have to substitute the value of IA, IB, IC, which is given here, and you have to solve this. Similarly, IA1 from this matrix you can write IA plus alpha IB plus alpha square IC. Just by the concept of matrix multiplication, you can determine the value of IA, IA naught, IA1 and IA2. IA, IB and IC are already given. When you will substitute the value of IA, IB, IC, which is given in the problem, and alpha equal to 1 angle 120 and alpha square equal to 1 angle 240 or 1 angle minus 120, you will get the value of IA1, IA0. And similarly, you can get the value of IA2. So this problem is solved here. IA0 from this matrix, you can write IA plus IB plus IC. IA, IB, IC are the given in the problem. Just you have to substitute. You must remember 100 angle 30 means 100 cos 30 plus 100 j sin 30. And cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and sin 30 is half. So after substituting all of the value, you can get this expression in complex form, x plus jy. And after getting complex form, you can convert it in polar form. Here r will be the magnitude of this. R will be under root x square plus y square, x square plus y square, and theta will be tan inverse y by x. So you already know how to convert rectangular form in polar form. So it is not a big task. You just practice how to solve complex expression. So when you will get the value of numerator in terms of rectangular form, then you can convert it in polar form. Similarly, here you can see here alpha is written 1 angle 120 and IB is given in the problem. Similarly, alpha square is 1 angle 240 and IC is the given in the problem. And as you know, when you multiply two complex number in polar form, then its magnitude will be multiplied but angle will be added. You have studied this in first year. You know, when you multiply two phasor in polar form, then what will happen? Magnitude will multiply together, but angle will be added. So this is phasor operation, and you have idea of this type of operation because already you have studied phasor algebra in first year course in single phase AC. So angle will be added together. 300 plus 120 is 420. And you can write 420 as 360 is one rotation plus 60. So 420 can be written as 60. Similarly, here the addition is 420. So you can write 420 is 60. Because 420 means you are rotating the vector in anti-clockwise direction by an angle 420. When you will rotate this vector by 360, then you will reach at the same position. Again, you have to rotate it by 60 degree. So 420 ultimately comes 60 degree. And when you will solve this expression, you will get this. You must remember when complex number will be added, then you must convert all complex number in rectangular form. So you have to convert here in rectangular form. You have to write 100 angle cos 30 equal to 100 cos 30 plus j 100 sin 30. Similarly, you have to convert this in rectangular form, this in rectangular form. Addition will be done in rectangular form, and when you will get the expression in rectangular form, then finally you have to convert in polar form. Similarly, you can get the value of IA2. So in this way, you can calculate the value of IA1, IA2 and IA0. So these are the answer. Now, in this question, it is the calculate return current in neutral conductor. What will be the value of neutral current? Suppose this is a star connected system. Suppose this one is a star connected system. Then what will be the neutral current? Suppose this is a star connected system. What will be the value of neutral current? Neutral current will be obviously the sum of these three phasor current. Because neutral will exist only in star connection. So this neutral current in the neutral conductor will be according to Kirchhoff current law, IA plus IB plus IC. So IA, IB, IC are given here. So just by adding these three, you can get the value of current in the neutral conductor. Or you must remember, IA naught is IA plus IB plus IC by 3. So 3 times of I naught. 3 times of I naught will be equal to IA plus IB plus IC. So IA plus IB plus IC is just a 3 times of IA naught. And already you have calculated the value of IA naught. You have calculated the value of IA naught. So just you multiply this value by 3, you will get the neutral current. So in this way, you can get the value of neutral current. So if you have idea of analysis and synthesis matrix, or you can say analysis or synthesis equation, then you can solve the problem related to symmetrical component analysis. But the sound knowledge of uh, Phasor algebra is desirable. Sound knowledge of Phasor algebra is desirable. How you can do the mathematics in Phasor form. The idea about this is very important to solve the problem based on symmetrical component analysis. So you must revise Phasor algebra. How you can add two Phasor, how you will multiply two Phasor, what are the basic concept in addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, uh, how you can add two Phasor quantity, how you can multiply two Phasor quantity. Everything you have already studied in first year. When two Phasor quantity is in polar form, then how you will add two quantity in polar form. So for this you must convert first it in rectangular form, and then from that rectangular form you can do the operation of addition. Similarly for the subtraction. But when two Phasor will be in polar form and it is the task is to multiply these two Phasor, then there is no need to convert it in rectangular form. You just multiply its magnitude and add its angle. So you must revise these operation. Then only you can solve the problem based on symmetrical component analysis, because here the mathematical operation of Phasor quantity, the knowledge of mathematical operation of Phasor quantity will play a vital role to solve the symmetrical component analysis. And second thing is IA naught, IA1 and IB1 is now you have calculated this value. Now, if I am asking you, what will be the value of IA2, what will be the value of IB1? What will be the value of IB2? So from these three information, you can calculate the value of IB1 and IB2 as well. There is no need to do the calculation once again. If phase sequence component of any phasor are known, then from that information you can determine the phase sequence component for the other phasor. Suppose IA1 is known and the task is to calculate IB1. How you will calculate? So just go, because one suffix has been used for a positive sequence component. So just you have to draw positive sequence component. If this is unbalanced phasor, if this one is unbalanced phasor which is given in the problem, then according to symmetrical component analysis, its one component will be positive phase sequence component, whose phase sequence will be same as the original phasor. So this is positive sequence component. And now IA1 is known and the task is to calculate IB1. How you will calculate? You will have to rotate this vector in clockwise direction just by an angle 120 degree. You will get IB1. And in previous lecture, I have discussed when you will rotate the vector in clockwise direction, then alpha square will be multiplied to that vector. So IB1 is simply alpha square times IA1. Because when you will multiply alpha or alpha square to any vector, its magnitude will not change. Only it will rotate either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. If you will multiply alpha, then it will rotate anti-clockwise direction. And if you will multiply alpha square, then it will rotate in clockwise direction. So if IA1 is known, then from this IA1 you can easily calculate IB1, because IB1 is a phasor which you can obtain by this phasor. You can obtain by this phasor. How you will obtain? Just you have to rotate this phasor in clockwise direction by an angle 120 degree. You will get this phasor. And Mathematically, when you will multiply alpha square in this phasor, then obviously this phasor will rotate in clockwise direction. So in this way you can get IB1. Suppose the task is to calculate IC1. So how you will get IC1 from IA1? You will have to rotate this vector in anti-clockwise direction now. So IC1 will be alpha times IA1. So if IA1 is known, it means you can easily calculate IB1 and IC1. Similarly, if IA2 is known, then you will have to draw negative sequence component. Negative sequence component means its phase sequence will be just in opposition to the original phasor. So negative phase sequence will have phasor diagram like this. And now IA2 is known and the task is to calculate IB2. So you will have to rotate this vector in anti-clockwise direction. So it will be alpha times IA2. So in this way, if IA1, IA2 and IA naught are the known quantity, then from this sequence component you can derive the phase sequence component of other phase also. Now let us consider second example here. Phasors are given in rectangular form. So you must know how to convert rectangular in polar and polar in rectangular. You just go through the previous year course, first year course, and or you can revise complex number. Now, in this example, IA, IB, IC is given in rectangular form, and not the task is to determine symmetrical component. You will use the same matrix. This is called analysis equation. Whenever the value of IA, IB, and IC are known, and you have to calculate sequence component, you will have to use analysis equation. So this is analysis equation. And now from this equation, by the concept of multiplication of matrix, you can know the value of these three sequence component. And just you have to put the value of IA, IB, and IC, which are given in the problem, and you can get the value of IA1, IA2, and IA. And if IA naught is known, IA1 is known, and IA2 is known, then from these three phasor you can determine the value of sequence component for other phasor also. Now let us consider the third question. Third question is, a balanced star connected load takes 150 ampere from a three-phase 4-wire supply. This is balanced three-phase star connected system, and this system takes a balanced current of magnitude 150, and since it is a balance, so angle of one phase will be 0, other phase will be minus 120, and third phase will be plus 120. So this is the expression for phase current for balanced three-phase system. And this is three-phase 4-wire system, means neutral is also available here. Now the question is, if the fuse in two lines are removed from the symmetrical component, removed. Now the question is, if the fuse in two line, it means if these two current will be 0, because when you will remove the fuse, the current will be 0. So the question is, if the fuse in two lines are removed, then what will be the symmetrical component? Obviously, when fuse will be removed, then what will happen? The phase in which fused are removed will have 0 current. So this makes a unbalanced system. And the question is, when the fuse is removed, then calculate symmetrical component before the removal and after the removal of fuse. Means when fuse is not removed, then what will be the current? when fuse is not removed, so system will be balanced. And in previous lecture, I have already discussed you for the balance system, zero sequence and negative sequence current will be zero. So go through the previous video. These two current will be zero because it is a balance. And what will be the positive sequence component? Positive sequence component will be equal to the current of original phasors. So I have derived this relationship in previous lecture. So you just go through that video. Otherwise, you have an idea of uh, analysis equation. You will have to put the value of IA, IB, IC here. You will get the same result. You will get the same result for balance system. When the phase will remove, what will happen? The phase in which fuse is removed, in that phase current will be equal to zero. So now the equation phase current will be this when fuse will be removed. Now you have to use analysis equation because here unbalanced phasors are known and you have to calculate sequence component. So you have to use analysis equation. So this is analysis equation, and from this analysis equation you can know the value of IA naught. IA naught will be IA plus IB plus IC divided by 3. And when you will substitute the value of IA, IB, IC, you will get this result. Similarly, when you will calculate IA1, IA1 will be 1 into IA plus alpha into IB plus alpha square IC divided by 3. But IB, IC are 0 here. So you will get again 50 angle 0. Similarly, you can calculate IA2. So in this way, you can calculate the value of phase sequence component. Now let us consider the other problem. In this problem, you will have to prove if the line voltages phasor are given by this. Prove that the 3 line voltage phasor, this will have no zero sequence component. Obviously, zero sequence component is, you can see here also, it is the average of the phasor. In star connection, phasor will be IA, IB, IC. In delta connection, phasor will be IAB, IBC, and ICA. So the basic concept is zero sequence component is just an average of unbalanced phasor. So zero sequence component for these 3 phasor will be the average of these 3 phasor, VAB plus VBC plus VCA by 3. But you know, when you will add these 3 voltage, it will comes to 0. So 0 by 3, you will get 0. This thing I have also covered in the previous lecture where I have discussed delta connection will have no zero sequence component of voltage. So go through the previous video where it is discussed. And finally, I am going to discuss one more important problem. Prove that neutral current can flow only in zero sequence when zero sequence component exists. Otherwise, neutral current will not flow. Means for the neutral current, zero sequence component of current is essential. Otherwise, neutral current will be 0. So in previous problem, I have shown you the neutral current is 3 times of the zero sequence component. Already I have discussed in the previous problem. And if zero sequence component of current will be 0, then obviously neutral current will be 0. So in this way you can prove it. But or you can prove it through this analysis equation. What will be the zero sequence current? Zero sequence current will be this. And what is IA plus IB plus IC? This is a neutral current. So from this equation, you can write neutral current is 3 times of IA naught. And if IA naught will be 0, then obviously neutral current will be 0. So you can prove this. This is one way to prove this statement. But the second thing is, the second way is, as you know, the unbalanced phasor can be resolved in 3 sequence component, 3 sequence network. You will have to draw 3 sequence network. To analyze unbalanced power system, one network will be a positive sequence network, other network will be a negative sequence network, and third network will be a zero sequence network. In positive sequence network, the positive sequence current will flow. In negative sequence network, negative sequence current will flow, and in zero sequence network, zero sequence current will flow. I will also discuss the sequence network in the next lecture. But positive sequence and negative sequence makes a balanced system. IA1, IB1, IC1 will make a balanced system. And when you will add these three phasor, and if it is a balance, then the sum will be 0. And neutral current is the sum of phasor current. So in zero sequence current, what you will get? IA1 plus IB1 plus IC1. This will be equal to 0 because it is balanced. Negative sequence current, if you will add negative sequence current, then the expression of this current, the sum will also be 0 because this is also a balanced system. But when you will add these three, here the angle is not 120 degree between the phasor. These three phasor are in same direction. So its vector addition and scalar addition will be same. Neutral current will be IA naught plus IB naught plus IC naught. And as you know, IA naught is equal to IB naught is equal to IC naught. So when you will add these three, you will get 3 IA naught. And the sum of these three will be a neutral current because neutral current is the sum of the phase current. So when you will add these three phase current in zero sequence network, you will get 3 IA naught. And this phasor will be a neutral current. So you can see when you will add phasor for the positive sequence, you are getting 0. When you are adding phasor for the negative sequence, you are getting 0. So in positive sequence and in negative sequence network, there will be a no neutral current. Neutral current will exist only when zero sequence currents are existing in the system. So in this way, you can prove this statement. So this is all about the problem related to symmetrical component analysis. In next lecture, I will discuss how you will derive three-phase power in terms of symmetrical component, how you will derive three-phase power for unbalanced power system, and then I will discuss sequence network and sequence impedance, and then I will teach you how to draw zero sequence network, positive sequence network, and negative sequence network for a given unbalanced power system.